have a lot going on here right now. I work all day, get home, and then it's getting dark and I'm trying to get stuff done. I have 600-pound wheel weights here that I'm going to put on the rear wheels of the New Holland. And then, if you can see in there, I picked up a thumb for the mini excavator for a job I'm starting tomorrow afternoon. I have to clear some brush. It's already been cut, logged area, and going to put that thumb on here in a little bit, but I have to put an electric service in for a camp through some woods. So I bought the thumb, and the job's paying for it. Well, don't mind the mess but in the garage, but there's the welder I just picked up. It's a Miller Blue Star 6000. It's got a generator, Honda powered, electric start. Also has the pull start, I believe. 13 horsepower. You have your 110 to 20 outlets, and it's an arc welder. What we have here in this $1,400 box of goodies is a thumb for my E20. I've been wanting one of these. Finally have a job where I need to use it to move some brush, some fallen down trees and stuff, to put in a electric service for a camp. So I'm going to be starting that tomorrow afternoon. So I bid the job to cover the cost of a thumb because I wanted one. I have down all that land we had cleared. There's still a lot of brush that it'll really be helpful to pick up the brush and put it in piles to burn. I've done a lot by hand, and if you have the machines, use them. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this. Looks like a pretty simple task. They say it takes about an hour. They have pretty good instructions. All right, I have Milwaukee one tripod blade out here lighting this up, putting this thumb on. Easy money. First pin that needs to come out is this one right here on the bucket where your thumb's going to attach. There's a bolt on this side with two 11/16 nuts that keeps the pin from going through. So I just removed that. I thought it did. Just using 11/16 and a crescent wrench, and the pin should slide out. Here's the bolt, two nuts on it, and then the pin comes out of your bucket. I'm following Bobcat's instructions, so might have to wiggle the bucket a little. Never put your fingers in any of these holes. Here's the hook I had welded on. You gotta paint it. There we go. Pin out. Alright. Then they want you to put the thumb on. I haven't even fit checked this thing.
I want to watch Mark put this part on, piece on.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
You want to help?
How?
I need somebody to pull this bucket up.
Okay.
Watch your feet. Don't put your feet underneath. Hey.
Hey, stand on that side and push.
You don't ever put your feet underneath the machinery, or you'll lose it. Okay, we're gonna line the bucket up with the hole. We start this. Spacer goes on the inside, like that.
Yes, you will need a spacer. Yes, you will need a spacer, Mark.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Stay back so it doesn't fall on your foot.
Go.
So you take out this bolt, put a spacer on each side on the inside of the thumb, drive your pin through. There's a lot to line up there. You might need help. All right, I'm gonna bring you closer to the action to show you what's going on. So your thumb is on the outside of your original bolt that you take out right here. And there's a spacer on this side and a spacer on this side. There's a grease fitting on both sides and a grease fitting in the end. And what you want to do, one of them should be pretty close to being lined up, and you can hit it through either way with your dead blow until you find the spot. They give you the new hardware and nuts to push through. I'm pretty sure that's the one that goes through. It's the long one. Put your nuts on. Double nut. I don't know why they don't just use a lock nut, but they use the double nut technique. You could use an open end also. You don't have to back it up because it can't turn the head the way that it's positioned on this one. And then run your second nut on, nice and tight. Okay. And that's not going anywhere. Okay, so the instructions say that the flat part, which I think I might have the other side wrong, the flat part of the bushing, it locks against this plate right here. That's how these are designed. That one's just a little too long, needs maybe some washers on it. Those lock. Same with this, that locks against there, so I have to check this side. I think it might be incorrect. Well, this side doesn't have the locking. Doesn't matter on that side. Just this one. Flat bushing has to be up against that piece of metal to lock, which it is. Next, it wants me to install the hoses on our actuator. Pull our two hoses out. Well, there's a plug in here. It just came out. That's the way stuff should come from the factory. Plugged, capped. That crap with my disc was ridiculous if they didn't have any plug in the cylinder. At this point, both these hoses are the same length, so they don't really matter where they go. Everything's the same about them. So you can connect one to the piston end and one to the cylinder end. This is the piston end, this is the cylinder end. To hold this so I can break this loose. Oh, it's so tight. Pretty tight. Paint it on. Just taking the caps off. Got them. They put caps on their cylinder like it should have. And then hook one of your lines up to each side. Okay. Hook your lines up. So you'll call this the piston side that I'm hooking up. Nice and snug. Okay. And then hook a hose up to the cylinder side. Check it. Clear. Tighten it up. Then you have these fittings that go on the other ends of your hoses. They're the same, doesn't matter which one goes where for this. So, can't mess this up. You want to use 2 wrenches, a big wrench on here, a small wrench on there. In my case, crescent wrenches. Don't judge me. Like this. One on there, one on here. This is called a backing wrench. And you may have to make sure you're going the right way. So this one needs to go into the right. This one this way. Snug. Alright. Same thing. Repeat that step for this one. Nice and tight. And then you put your QDs on. Quick disconnects. There's a male and a female. I'm not going to go through the anatomy class, but you have your male and your female. It matters which one goes where. The instructions say female goes on the rod end. So this is our rod end. This is the hose that comes off the rod end side. Female. This is the female. Well, there's a cap in there too. Everything's clean here. Clean on there. Female on the piston side. Rod end. Rod end or piston. There's no ring there. And then you're going to want to get that nice and tight. I'm going to have to use 2 wrenches. Forgive me for this, but this is what I have right here, right now. So I'm going to use it. Not the correct tool for the job. That might not fit on there. It will fit on there. You can actually put it back here. Okay, that's tight. Female on the rod or piston end. And then the male. This is the male, in case you're not aware. It doesn't have a cap. Actually, I think it just fell out. Crank it down on the O-ring. You can see the O-ring on there. Tighten it up. Okay, nice and tight. Again, not the right tool for the job, but it'll get it done. Alright. Now, we're going to install the cylinder. You're going to use the pin that's solid with no hole through it. One's a little bit, they're the same diameter it looks like, but one is a little bit shorter than the other one. And one has a hole for a pin and one doesn't. So, when you position this, you want your hoses on the same side that they hook up on, which is this side that I'm standing on. So I need to turn mine this way. And it's going to go in like so. I'm going to slide this pin through. It has a Zerk fitting on top. Whoops, right here. To grease this. This has been painted and a couple times. I'm going to set this down. Pop this through so it's flush. Pushing some paint through. We'll grease it up after we're installed. It's important to have your hoses on the same side as your coupler. Make sure you're using something rubber or dead blow so you don't damage your pins. Okay. You gotta be able to get your locking clips on there. So these pins get a washer on each side and a snap ring. I'm gonna have to go get my snap ring pliers to put that on, and that goes on each side, this side and the same on the other side. Alright, this is the worst part of the job. You should wear safety wire or safety glasses. I just lost these clips I don't know how many times. I don't even know, I'm tired. I finally got a pair that work pretty good. I tried like a couple different sets of these snap ring pliers. These ones are doing the trick, but I hate these things. So I got the other side on. The washer goes on the pin. It's got a groove for the snap ring. Once I get that side on, I hit it with the hammer all the way through. So this side's exposed. And don't look at it. Okay, and that's on. That went really easy. I just fought with this thing for probably 45 minutes, so on the other side. Till I changed out the tool and changed out the tips a couple times and finally found one that works. Alright, so now that's installed. Then we can hook up this piston down there and then hook up the QDs, run the hoses. We're almost there. Next, they want you to pull the... I'm going to turn mine out. You can turn these. This has the grease fitting out here. I don't want it on the inside, so make sure my grease fitting's facing out. Pull your piston out. Whoa. I'm going to have to crack this line. I can't get enough. We should tell you to do that first. I don't know. So if you crack this loose, then of course you're gonna, it's already got air in the system, so whatever. And it'll make your life easier. Hold it. Just gotta make sure you have, there's a hole in the pin that you gotta put a roll pin in. You need it to be lined up. There we go. No clue how you get it lined up once it's in. If you can see, there's a hole here and there's a hole here. I have it pretty well lined up. You could put a little screwdriver in there and line it up. So then this pin right here, you can put it in either side, but the hole is only in one side, so I put it in last so it's more lined up. Can I have that punch, or is it down here with me? I was using it.
Oh, here it is.
So I'm gonna put this punch on here and use that to drive it in. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe we can play find it in the gravel. It's a fun game. That was so lined up. Alright, I used the punch down and through here to line up the hole even better, to pound this roll pin in here. It's lined up now. Should go. There it goes. Alright, roll pin's in there. Should stay. Now we route the hydraulic hoses and hook them up. They gave me a hose guide. This is a hose guide. They gave me one. There's one already mounted on here, so I can keep this one. I'm guessing I bought this machine used with 150 hours, 140 hours on it. They might have had a thumb on it and they took it off, possibly, before I got it, because they could sell it for more money. And you route them up through here. And route this one up through. Okay, you can zip tie them a couple places. And then make your connections up here. I'm going to hook the top one up first. Alright, my light died. It's taking so long. I worked the pedal. You have to turn the power on the machine, have it on the ground, move all the levers, depressurize, and operate the foot pedal for this thumb to depressurize these lines, and then it goes right on. I don't know. It's like magic. And then this one. There we go. It's locked on. And it should work now. Let's see. I'll grease it up in the morning. It's getting pretty late and I'm pretty tired, so I'm gonna go shower up and head to bed. But that probably took me about 2.5 hours, because I struggled with the stupid clips until I got the right. I had 3 different snap ring pliers, but until I got the right ones with the right tip, I probably struggled for like 45 minutes with just those. Yeah, I'll grease it up in the morning. Installation wasn't too bad, really. The instructions were pretty good that they include, and I hope this video helps you. Please like and subscribe. Have a good one.